So Ripple XRP, we have some breaking news. Now today, we actually have some information that has spoken about the ban on the US dollar. And in particular, 8 banks have banned this as well. So we're going to take a look at this. And also we have the Hong Kong Monetary Authority that will be issuing its second bond after the completion of their first one. It was successful. We will also be having a look at the potential XRP ETS and what that might lead to, as well as the tokenized economy and the advantages of tokenization. Of course, we will be looking at the price action for XRP and XLM coin today. So all I ask from you are 2 things, which is to smash that like button and to subscribe to the channel as well. So we've heard about the de-dollarization for some time. I mean, moving away from the US dollar and going into different currencies so that we are not US dollar reliant. Now, this is mainly to do with the BRICS organization. However, it's coming today about the 8 banks banning the US dollar transactions, and this is particularly to do in relation with Iraq. You'll see over here that Iraq is moving in tandem with the BRICS mission, basically, as it banned 8 banks from initiating transactions in the US dollar. Now, this means that when it comes to cash withdrawals, they are not able to actually withdraw in the US dollar. It now has to be in the form of the Iraqi dinar. So we have that the fact that they are cracking down on the US dollar months after it banned all cash withdrawals in the currency, and the 8 local banks are banned from accessing the daily US dollar auction conducted by Iraq's central bank. And the local banks will no longer have access to the US dollar reserves the country's central bank holds. And so this is really big and important news as we are seeing that shift. And you can see over here that Iraq is struggling to control the black market transactions of the US dollar that's hampering in its native economy. Now, apparently the reason as to why they're doing this move in the first place is because they're trying to crack down on fraud and all of these illegal transactions that happen in the US dollar. And so you'll see over here the 8 banks that are now banned from the US dollar transactions in Iraq. There's Asura International Bank for Investment, Investment Bank of Iraq, Union Bank of Iraq, Kurdistan International Islamic Bank for Investment and Development, Al Huda Bank, Al Junub Islamic Bank for Investment and Advice, Arabia Islamic Bank, and Hammurabi Commercial Bank. Again, you'll see over here that the main source of hard currency is heavily import dependent and has become the main point of US crackdown on currency smuggling to neighboring Iran. And we have over here from the Treasury spokesman that we commend the continued steps taken by the Central Bank of Iraq to protect the Iraqi financial system from abuse, which has led to legitimate Iraqi banks achieving international connectivity through correspondent banking relationships. And so the reason as to why they have done this is because of that fraud. We have over here from Chad an update about the Hong Kong Monetary Authority and what they're going to be doing with their second bond. And so what we have over here in this article is that after it issued its first digital green bond in February of last year, they have now confirmed it is working on a second issuance. So we're going to take a look into how this is connecting with Ripple, because we have a main player over here. Now, the bond will be issued in 4 currencies: the Hong Kong dollar, the Chinese renminbi, US dollars, and euros. And basically, you'll see over here that the 4 banks participated in the first issuance of the bond that was successful was the Bank of China, HSBC, Goldman Sachs, and also Credit Agricole. Now, the UBS will join these same 4 banks for the second issuance, and all 5 banks did the roadshows last year. So we're going to have that addition of UBS. So the reason as to why this is important is because we know that HSBC with Metaco, we have that Ripple partner. So we have over here that the other 4 banks have tokenization platforms, except from the Bank of China. And we know that tokenization is going to be huge as well, because you can tokenize these securities, these bonds, and ETFs. So the first Hong Kong $800 million or $102 million tokenized green bond issuance is due for redemption around the middle of the year. And the HKMA said the first issuance demonstrated many benefits, including efficiency, liquidity, and transparency. And it also highlighted the need for greater interoperability between DLTs with legacy systems. And at least 2 other platforms have also integrated their DLT networks with the legacy central securities depositories. So we can see over here that with these bonds, there's going to be a massive market opportunity when it comes to the tokenization. And so it's good that they have already completed their first bond successfully and are now looking to a second bond to complete. From Mr. Man, we have over here about the potential introduction of an XRP ETF and how it has sparked rumors about an ETF for XLM. And the alliance between Ripple and Stellar, coupled with their integration with Swift, has the potential to disrupt the existing financial landscape, making cryptocurrencies more accessible to a wider audience. And we have over here from PaySafe's website, BlackRock's path to a Bitcoin ETF, Ripple's and Stellar's Swift strategy. In addition to this, we also have Ethereum and XRP ETFs likely to follow Bitcoin ETF approval. I mean, it has been said before that we could potentially be seeing an XRP ETF. And in terms of what happened with the price action for last year, when we had that fake XRP spot ETF filing happening, we saw XRP coin go from roughly around about 60 cents to about 73 cents. So we saw a bit of a pump, and that was only within 1 hour. And so you could just imagine that when we do have an ETF, we could possibly be seeing the $1 price point. But it definitely is new news in relation to the XLM ETF, because we have not heard of that before. All of these are on the table, and it has been said by experts that it would make more sense to see an XRP ETF before an Ethereum ETF because of the legal clarity that it has. However, we do have some filings for the ETH ETFs coming out soon, and so it seems like as if the Ethereum ETFs will be coming out much faster than the XRP ones will be. From XRP drops, we have over here the tokenized economy and how tokenization is here to stay. So this source is coming from Ripple's website, and we have over here that of the more than 1,700 finance leaders that took part in Ripple's recent global survey, 72% expect to explore tokenization in the next 3 years, solidifying the technology's place as a cornerstone of innovation. And the benefits of blockchain can provide businesses the flexibility needed to capitalize on changing market conditions and access a more diverse set of asset classes. I mean, tokenization is definitely not going to go away. It is pretty much here to stay, but also this is just the beginning, right? Being able to unlock this liquidity, you're going to have greater access in terms of the market, and you're going to be able to tokenize so many different things, especially when it comes to these securities and commodities. As I don't see as to how this is going to be a drawback. It's just going to bring more liquidity to the markets. Before we have a look at the price action for today, I want to show you the advantages and efficiencies of this tokenization and what it brings to settlement and clearing within this market structure. And this is from the annual FinTech that we had back in January.
Whereas tokenization, just as sort of an upgrade in the technology stack, like I said, I feel from a regulatory or policy perspective is fairly straightforward. Certainly the advantages and the efficiencies that tokenization can bring to settlement and clearing, for example, and other back office processes can propel perhaps some dramatic shifts in market structure. And I think that these potential shifts in market structure, you bring a great example of perhaps moving to T+0, actual real-time, instantaneous 24/7 markets operating around the world. And what does that mean for the shift in the flow of capital around the world and risk management processes? In my discussions with market participants and even in my own work when I was in the private sector, one of the things is that the markets, of course, do not exist in a vacuum. And that's why I always like to frame my policy approaches within the bigger context of banking and markets. And so even if, for example, from the asset leg of the trade, the security or some other financial instrument, even if that can be theoretically settled real time, we still need to get the money there for settlement. And so I think just understanding the realities of where our banking system is, particularly in moving money from, let's say, New York to Tokyo and the time zone challenges, and also just how people are managing their intraday liquidity and that they close their books at the end of day. All of these things are realities in banking. And so that's why we must understand that there is an entire ecosystem around securities markets and around capital markets. And so I think we have to all get there together. The good news is that the regulatory authorities well understand this and have been looking at it and studying it for quite some time, particularly the central banks. I think there's been some great work that's been led by the BIS in looking at the money side, whether that is tokenized public money or tokenized private money. So
we are seeing the big players over here getting into tokenization, not only with the cryptocurrency, but also with the BIS as well, the DTCC, and many other big players. Of course, Wall Street eyeing up on it. I mean, the CEO of BlackRock has said that tokenization is essentially going to be the way forward in the markets. So we're going to have a look at the price action for today. Now, I am filming this video on Thursday, the 8th of February, and so I might actually put this video out on the Friday or Saturday. So the price action may vary. I just thought I'd throw out that disclaimer. So we're currently trading at 0.5153 on the one-day chart. We are up by 2.54%. For the volume, we are up by 2.28%, and we're trading at 900 $2 million. So at least we are somewhat in the green. We are seeing today we are not in the red like we usually are. So in the earlier hours of the morning for today, we are currently trading at 0.5137, and you'll see over here that we actually went to 0.5109 just earlier on in the morning. Now on the 7-day chart, we are up by 4.15%. Again, we're making a nice improvement. You'll see over here that we have made somewhat of a recovery. I mean, just yesterday we were pretty much trading at 0.5085, so we have come up now by 1.5 cents. So where I'm currently eyeing for XRP coin is the 53-cent mark, which is again another 1.5 cent move that we have over here. I want to see if we can actually mirror this price action where we went to 0.5241. It seems like as if we are somewhat recovering, and we should be able to get to 52 cents quite easily if we are able to get a bit more momentum. I mean, on the 1 month chart, we are down by 7.52%. It has been a lot of price stagnation that has pretty much been happening for some time. I mean, the last time we were at 53 cents was on the 30th of January over here, as you can see, at 0.5378, and we were just below 54 cents with a volume that is similar to now. So let's see if we can get to 53 cents in the next couple of days. If not, we could potentially retrace back to the 48-cent level. Guys, if you want daily Ripple XRP coin news, subscribe to the channel and like the video as well.